Good afternoon, everyone. I know we are inching towards the lunch time. I will not take much of your time. Quickly, we will run through. This is a follow-up to the previous panel discussion. Okay, so the presentation is about automation, attention, and adaptability. When we prepared this presentation, a lot of people asked me, without AI, there is no presentation these days. So where is AI in the title? If you actually see, there is AI in automation, there is AI in attention, and there are two A's and two I's in the adaptability. So there is a lot of AI also in these things. Okay, so who are we? We are greytHR. We are an MSME empowering 30,000 plus MSMEs in India, Middle East, and Southeast Asia. I don't know, for some reason clicker. Okay, so we are in the business of enabling your business with a mission of empowering close to 1 million MSMEs in the next 1 decade. Right now, we have our customers in more than 25 plus countries, majorly operating out of India with 250 plus cities. Specifically in the industries of manufacturing, retail, healthcare, education, IT, ITES, automotive, BFSI, etc. Now, our regional presence is throughout India. You can just go through the map. This is just a 30-second intro of what we do, so that you get through the automation, attention, and adaptability part. So now let's move on. Before we get into the three forces that actually pull MSMEs, let me ask you a basic question. So what is the most powerful currency in the world? Anybody? Sorry? What is the most powerful currency in the world? Sorry? Dollars? Dinar? Pound? Ma'am, you got it right. Yeah, time is the most powerful currency. So, I think big round of applause to Madam sitting there. That's correct. So now let's understand how, we can actually gain more of the currency, but where exactly are MSMEs losing this currency? So the first thing, if you have seen the poll results that we ran, a lot of people have voted that staying up to date with the government rules, GST, tax, etc. is the biggest thing. So as an MSME, a lot of your time goes into the regulations that government brings in today in terms of managing, filing, getting updates, staying compliant. The second biggest force is the employee. So employees also keep pulling you in terms of their growth and timely pay slips. And several other queries. So if you have seen the news 2 months ago, there is a company or a factory in Gujarat, I don't want to take the name, was fined around 35,000 rupees just because it couldn't deliver pay slips on time. So if you go through the Code of Wages Act 2019, any compliance that you miss, specifically with respect to payroll, there are hefty fines up to 50,000 and in some cases even imprisonment. Now the third biggest force is of course market. A lot of time will be spent by you to actually understand the market, and there are a lot of competitors to each one of your businesses that keep pulling you in all the directions. So these are the three key forces. On one side, government keeps pulling you, on the other side, your own employees keep pulling you, and on the third side, the market keeps pulling you, and your time gets drained, which ma'am rightly said is the biggest currency. So now let's understand how can we get that currency back into our hands. So in the last decade and a half, through empowering more than 31,000 customers across the globe, we have seen some of the common mistakes that MSMEs actually commit through their journey. So during the inception phase, whenever an MSME starts, tech is mostly treated as an expense. So a lot of works are done through spreadsheets, be it capturing the leaves and attendance, and even payroll is processed through spreadsheet. Compliance obviously becomes cumbersome. We have discussed a lot in the last 2 sessions. And data privacy and theft. because you don't use a software which is compliant with, let's say, SOC 2 or ISO, etc. So much of data privacy and theft keeps happening, and also the poor employee experience, because everything, we don't treat the software for people as the main thing, and we treat it as an expense. A lot of employees don't get, say for example, an employee has to apply for a loan, right? The first thing that any banker would ask is for pay slips, and because tech is not treated as the main thing, the pay slips don't get delivered, and the whole employee experience becomes very suboptimal. Now this is for the MSMEs which are actually in their inception phase. Now let's say, an MSME goes from 50 employees to 100 employees to, let's say, a few thousand employees, which we call as the growth phase. So as the MSME grows, the biggest problem that we have seen, or the common mistakes that we have seen MSMEs commit, is the fragmentation of tools. So they use one tool for, let's say, hiring, another tool for managing the workforce, be it the time, attendance, etc. Another tool for processing the payroll, some other tool for managing the expenses of the employees, a different tool for taking care of the learning or the performance management. So when you use multiple tools, first and foremost thing is the data is stored in multiple tools, so you don't have proper insights. It's pretty big challenge to scale because you are using multiple tools. There is a lot of workplace fraud that can happen. Say for example, you have time captured in a different system, which is actually linked to the payroll. People can always spoof, saying that, look, we have attended, the payroll didn't get processed as per the attendance, so on and so forth. There are a lot of frauds that we keep seeing. And of course, as each of the vendor has their own cost, the cost will multiply into pretty higher numbers. So these are some of the common mistakes that we have seen MSMEs commit when they actually start and grow. Moving on, so how greytHR can help? So during the inception phase, you actually don't need to treat tech as an expense, right? So treat tech as an investment. Using greytHR, you can actually automate leave, shift, expenses, everything in a single shot. All the government and statutory related regulations, be it Provident Fund, Professional Tax, ESI, Labor Welfare Fund, Income Tax, everything gets automated. We are compliant with ISO and SOC 2, and we also have a mobile app. Today, in the entire world, there are close to 10 to 11 apps which have more than 1 million downloads, out of which there is only 2 apps which are Indian companies. One is greytHR, which has more than 1 million downloads, and we have close to 1 million active users, both on Android and iOS. If you download our app, you will see we are rated more than 4.5. Coming to the growth phase, if you are in your growth phase and you are actually struggling with fragmentation of tools, we are here to help you because we are a field speed HRMS, right from recruitment to onboarding to managing the employee information to managing the workforce with leave, attendance, etc. And then performance management, learning management, offboarding, payroll processing, expense management. So we have everything in a single product. So it's like a multi-speciality hospital, right? You go there, you get the doctor consultation, they refer you to some scan, go to another floor, get the scan done, then the medicines are prescribed, you go to the ground floor, get the medicines and move out, rather than going to multiple places. Right? And today, out of the 31,000 plus customers that we have customers with 5 employees, 50 employees, to even more than 50,000 employees. Our biggest customer has close to 65,000 employees who are managed out of India. We also, to limit the workplace fraud, a lot of our customers also have, from different industries like mining, manufacturing, etc., where a lot of blue collar workforce will go to field to ensure that there is no workplace fraud. We also have geofencing, face recognition, biometric based attendance system, and without a doubt, we are not just claiming it, we are the market leaders in terms of being the most affordable HRMS today in India. Like the other panel member was saying, earlier days it was all SAP, Oracle, which came up with very, very high costs. Today the costs have reduced, and out of all the reduced costs, we are the most affordable HRMS. Now, Going back to the three forces. Oops. I don't know. Can you go back to that slide, please? Yeah, go back. Yeah, fine, thanks. Sorry, I think you saw the climax also, but we rewinded it. So, the three forces which keep pulling an MSME, we have seen these three forces. So, how will you manage the three forces? One, you can start automating, like we said, use greytHR and systems like greytHR to actually automate all your compliances with all the statutory authorities, so that you don't really need to be pulled by the government. You will save a lot of time. Second thing, with using an HRMS, you can actually pay more attention to the employee, be it with respect to the cultural part, delivering the pay slips on time, and providing world-class employee self-service experience. Just with a click or with a voice command, you can just apply leave, mark attendance, so on and so forth. And also, by using all these things, you can save time, be more adaptable, to make sure that you also become the best competition with your competitors. I think Sanjeev in the first panel was saying the cost of not having security. In the same way, the cost of not having an HRMS will actually make you struggle with time. So these are the three things of the title: automation, attention, adaptability, of how you can actually regulate with these different forces and ensure to save time. So now moving on. So as I said, we are a full suite HRMS from recruit to HR, leave attendance, payroll, performance management, expense management, onboarding and exit management. These are some of the names of the companies that trust us, from Berger Cranes to Narayana Prajalaya to Your Story and Achi Masala, Clover Dental, Chai Point, etc. Okay, so coming back, whatever I sold so far, it sounds like we are one size fits all, but no, we are not one size fits all. We are one brand with multiple sizes. So if you actually see, we have different plans. We have starter plans for the micro segment. We have essential plans for the small. We have growth plan for the medium, and we also have an enterprise plan for the large enterprises. So MSME. We have all types of plans for you to take a look at. So Niti Aayog actually calls MSME as the growth engine for New India. This is what Niti Aayog says, because we are talking about 30% of GDP coming through MSMEs, our target of $5 trillion economy, and how MSMEs can propel the growth. If MSMEs are the growth engine, definitely an engine needs an engine oil. So greytHR is the best and proven engine oil that you can actually use to propel MSMEs growth or your growth. With that said, let's do a quick poll, similar to how we have done, to see the pulse check. Please take your mobile phones, scan through this. You don't need to enter any of your personal details. By the way, we also ensure to safely protect your PII and SPII. Please scan to see the poll. We'll see how many of you have finished scanning. Are we done with the scanning? Yes? Okay, maybe we need to switch the tab to see the questions. Next slide, okay. So the first question is, do you still manage payroll on Excel or manual registers? It's a simple yes or no. Do you still manage your payroll on Excel or manual registers? So the Mentimeter saying 80%, 20%. Wow. So even though we have digitally transformed, like somebody was saying, from computerization to Excel sheets, but not a true HRMS. So almost 75, 3/4 of the audience who are participating are saying that they manage payroll on Excel or manual registers. Fantastic. When you enter, you turn right to get your HR right. We are there, right there. Okay, so moving on to the next question. Have your employees ever complained about delayed or wrong salary credits? If you say yes, we are not going to sue you, but no. But some people are still saying yes. Wow. Not significant, but 25% of, slowly it's increasing, that your employees have complained about delayed or wrong salary credits. It will only happen till today, right? From tomorrow there won't be any complaints. We'll move to the next slide. Do you struggle to manage leaves and attendance of your employees? Wow. Okay, it's 50-50. Okay, so Mr. Venkatesh, I don't know if he's still here, was saying about DigiYatra movement for lending. Do we have another question? That's it? Okay, if a system took full ownership of compliance updates, then does that give you a peace of mind? Yes, we can get the fourth question. Okay, so everybody here definitely is looking for peace of mind. You don't want to, you want to delegate everything to software or an AI and get your peace of mind back. Wonderful, wonderful. So we can move back to the presentation. So the polls are actually saying that you are in need of an HRMS. So let's go back to the presentation. So Mr. Venkatesh in the first panel was saying that there should be a DigiYatra movement for everything. I think greytHR is the DigiYatra movement for all of you today. So please feel free to visit us at booth 2. Those who actually sign up for demo today, we are offering some huge discounts. With that, I'll say thank you so much for patiently listening.